So I'm Alan Wiles, I'm the Director of Operations for ScotCHEM, and we are a networking organisation that brings together chemical sciences and in Scotland, but not just Scotland. Our remit is to show to the rest of the world what is being done in Scotland and how we can connect the industry, the academics and the government together to come together with a concise message that is beneficial for the chemical industries and effectively to drive better economic prospects for Scotland, but also for the rest of the UK. The first time I've been at CHEMUK was 3 years ago, and I came in just as a visitor. I thought this is an interesting thing to do from my background, and being at that point in time we were more of an academic network than a wholesome network of chemical sciences, including businesses. And I've always wanted to make the academics more business focused, so I came here to test the waters. And it was an interesting show. I came in the next year after that with a very small booth with one of our companies, and again the show had changed, but it had changed for the better. And it kept on getting more diversification of the people all around this room, just showing all the different aspects, the complexities, but also the interesting things that happen within the chemical sector. And this year we decided, let's go for it, let's have a bigger footprint. We are a networking organisation, we've been growing over the last few years. We have more academic institutions being in our membership, we have more companies being in our membership. And what we can provide with them, having a concerted approach, along with our partners iBioIC, who are here with us as well, is to provide a visibility for them which they wouldn't get otherwise at such a large expo. And providing this kind of Team Scotland approach that we always like to put together. We're very collaborative in Scotland. And actually being here with such a diversity of other exhibitors, but also of the versatility of the visitors that come around, the number of people that stop by all the time, particularly yesterday was very busy. I was off my feet the whole time, I didn't stop for lunch, you know, I was in from 10:30 till 5 non-stop. It was fantastic. The buzz was really good. Yesterday we had a panel session. A panel discussion is more what I wanted to call it. We were in discussion with different elements of the innovation ecosystem. My experience in a networking capacity of my job is to connect people with people and knowing who does what, who's best at this, and where your better prospects are. That's my job, and I think I do it reasonably well. But I've got those connections into the complexity of the innovation ecosystem. And unfortunately from the outside often it looks complex, it looks disjointed, it looks like, oh, who do I go to, where do I start, what's my way forward? So the ambitions of the discussion was really to show first and foremost, we all know each other. We are all in different places of that pipeline of enabling innovation, hopefully to a point where it can be commercialized, produced and make a return for UK PLC. Right? That's our role in enabling innovation ultimately, is to have economic growth and economic returns for the UK. And the panel was really about showing how there is a pipeline. It's not just a disjointed approach of there's these people there, those people over here, there's some guys in Scotland that do something, there's the guys at CPI who have some things and all of this and the other, there's 70 different universities who provide different solutions. Well, no, actually, there is actually a really collaborative approach to how we do innovation in the UK. It needs to be a better resource, it still needs to be better connected. It needs to have better policy drivers and decisions that come from the government. But again, that's why we brought in one of our colleagues from DSIT, the Department of Science, Innovation and Technology, to talk about how we are all working together to make that holistic picture better connected and ultimately to make it easier for somebody who's at the beginning of the innovation journey to go from start to finish a lot quicker than what it's currently taking people to go through. I think it's key to have those kind of show bits, right? You have to have those big events that create the buzz that we have around it. I mean, it's been deafening particularly yesterday and today as well. It's just been absolutely deafening. I've had to shout, my voice was gone, because there's so much of a buzz around it. And you need to create that buzz to create what then continues on. And the connections that are being made here carry on We don't just have a nice little chat and say, hi, I'm XY, nice to see you, Simon, from whatever company, and then just go on our separate ways and don't follow up. The beauty of this event is that it creates that nexus for those initial introductions and then carry on forward. But as an initial nexus, it does exactly what it's meant to do. It creates that buzz. Like we saw, the people who came to our panel, the people who stopped at our stand, we were there to provide exposure to our partners, our university members and our companies, and they've all come away with plenty of connections, plenty of people to follow up on, and I'll be doing my job as a network provider to carry on to chase up after that to see, have you spoken to X, have you spoken to Y, what's coming off of it, so that it is not just a one-off, but it is something that runs forward until next year when we get to meet other people, look into different avenues and see what else we can do.